Hey Yogi, welcome to practice.
2 blocks is good. We're starting in supported fish. We're going to start by laying down on our mat. If you do not have 2 blocks, that's okay. You can take Shavasana on your back. We're still laying down. I just like to prop up the heart in order to open up the chest. I have this thing. I do this. I'm a yoga teacher and I do this. So it's like, let's open that up. This is going to take years of conscious effort for me to correct. If you notice that you have any unhealthy holding patterns in your upper body, it's something that you need to work at every day to correct and be conscious of it, not only when you're doing yoga, but when you're doing anything. Posture is key. Okay, the bottom block is there to support the rib cage. You don't want it going into the lower back. You want it supporting the bottom of the ribs. You don't want it going into your neck either. And then the second block is to support the head. Just extend your legs out nice and long. Take a moment to adjust, settle in, and as I said, if there's no blocks handy, you can prop yourself up with some pillows, a bolster, or feel free to just lay down and take Shavasana. Take up lots of space, and just notice your shoulders melting over that block, opening up the chest. Close your eyes, and settle in. Let go of that day so far. It doesn't matter what happened before you started practice, and it doesn't matter what you have to do after. When you're practicing yoga, you are practicing presence. So be present to the sensations you're feeling here, and be present to your breath. And start to expand that inhale, creating a nice big expansion into your chest, your ribs, and your belly. And as you exhale, control the breath as you breathe out. Don't just breathe out. Really try to make it nice and slow and controlled. Every time you breathe in, you're resisting gravity and you're creating space in your body. Notice how it feels. Every time you breathe out, you're moving into that newly created space and you're creating a contraction into the core. So almost pulling the belly button into the spine to help you get that last little breath out. And now we're going to start to practice our Ujjayi breath, restricting the back of the throat as you breathe. This creates an audible breath that you can hear. And that's what we want. We want a way to focus our attention on it. We can hear the breath when we're in Ujjayi. It also helps to calm the nervous system down. Helps you get through more challenging poses and builds a little bit of heat. Take a moment now to set your intention. It doesn't matter what it is. All that matters is that you have one and that you're thinking about it throughout your practice. Bringing some movement to the toes, to the fingers. Normally I'd like to stay here longer, but since we've only got 15 minutes, let's move on. Bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Extend your right arm out to the side and slowly roll off of your blocks. Reaching behind you with the left hand and removing those blocks, maybe pushing them forward to the front of the mat so they're close by. We're going to roll onto our back and hug our knees into our chest. Maybe opening and closing the knees, exploring those hip joints, those hip sockets, noticing if there's any tightness there. Or maybe even a little side to side to massage your lower back, whatever feels good. We're going to catch underneath the knees, cross up the ankles, and start to rock and roll up and down the spine. We're going to pause in boat pose. So coming up, engage your core, lengthen your spine, press your heels away. Now you can straighten the legs if you feel very comfortable here in boat pose, or you can bend into the knees. That's going to make it a little easier. If this is still too much, you can always hold underneath your knees or place your palms on the floor with your fingers pointing towards your body. Whatever you got to do here. Now either remain in boat pose and breathe, pulling your belly button to your spine, or inhale, extend the legs, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend the legs, low boat. Exhale, pull it in. Pull that core in. Inhale, extend. Exhale it up. 2 more. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, boat. Last one. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, boat. Cross at the ankles. Plant the hands. Come into table. Cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly. Look up. Intend the back of the head to the tailbone. As you exhale, press into the hands. Tuck the chin. Tuck the hips. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, drop the belly and look up. Exhale, cat stretch, round into the back. 2 more. Inhale, cow pose, look up, open the heart. Exhale, cat. Last time. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, cat stretch. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you arrive here, try to find stillness when you first get into the pose. Notice your hands on the mat. Make sure you're pressing into the fingers, into the pads of the hands. The index finger and thumb are grounding you. And we'll start to walk out the legs. Bend your right knee, send your left heel toward the floor. And switch that up. Left knee is bending, right heel comes down. Maybe just pedaling it out side to side, waking up the backs of the legs here. Tailbone is the highest point and you've got your belly button pulled into your spine, core is engaged. Now send both heels down, press it up into your full expression. Bending into your knees, look between your hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift as you arrive. And exhale, fold. Rooting your heels, inhale, rise all the way up, sweep those arms up overhead. And exhale your hands to your heart. We're gonna come through some sun salutations here. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Root your heels, inhale, rise up. Squeeze your glutes as you come up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time, plant your hands on the mat and inhale, step back into your plank. Hold your plank. I want you pressing away from the floor to round into your upper back. That's a shoulder blades are protracting. You're getting a nice stretch into that upper back. Think about pulling your hands towards your feet energetically and your feet towards your hands energetically. That's going to activate your core. You want to feel your core here. If it's too much, drop down onto your knees. Chaturanga's next, so maybe you're going to come to the knees for that. As you inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend into the elbows and lower all the way to the floor with control. Tops of the feet to the floor, hands are under the shoulders, elbows tucked in. Inhale, cobra pose, lift the chest. Exhale, down. And again, inhale, cobra pose, lift that upper body up, lengthen the spine. Keep those elbows in. We don't want chicken wings sticking out, we want those elbows tucked in. Exhale it down. One more time, inhale, cobra pose. Use your core here to lift. The arms are there for support. Exhale down. Inhale, press up through table, tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use this as an opportunity to wake yourself up. If you'd like to pedal out the legs again, then pedal out the legs. If you want to do some side stretching, send your hips to one side and then the other. Maybe even looking under the shoulder, that the opposite shoulder that the hips are going. So my hips are going to the right, so I'm looking under the left arm. Now my hips are going to the left, now I'm looking under the right arm. Feels pretty good. Now come back into your downward facing dog. Bend into your knees, look between the hands, step up to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Root your heels. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands. Inhale, stepping back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Maybe this time you're coming into the low push-up variation. We're gonna hover here. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. I just want you to know, if coming to low push-up is too much for you, then try coming to it on the knees. Let's try that again. Inhale, shift forward. We'll drop down onto our knees. And we're gonna still lower down as we exhale to a low push-up. It is still very challenging to be here when you're on your knees, and it's a great way to build up the strength. Come back into downward facing dog, please. We'll come through one more sun salutation A. So bending into the knees, look between the hands, step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant those hands. Inhale to your plank. Shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Really feel that stretch. And as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose and shift forward into a plank. Step that right foot forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up. And exhale, sink into it. Really squeeze that left glute. Fire it. Maybe sink a little deeper into your lunge. Now bring your arms out like a T. We're gonna cross our right arm underneath our left. Maybe you're gonna catch opposite shoulders here and lift those elbows up to find a stretch. Or maybe we're gonna double wrap the arms in eagle arms. If you got them wrapped, lift the elbows and pull the hands away from the forehead. Inhale, reach those arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open it up into warrior two, pivoting on the back foot. Line that back foot up with the back of your mat, gazing over your right fingertips. Make sure that right knee is over the right ankle and you can see your big toe and maybe even your second toe. On your next inhale, straighten the arms and the legs, turn your right toes in so your feet are toes in, heels out. Big breath in, exhale, hinge and fold, wide leg forward bend. Shift your weight more to the front of your feet to help lift that tailbone a little bit more. You'll find more of a stretch in the backs of the legs when you do that. Hands can be on the floor, try to line them up with your toes. Maybe even using them as traction to help pull yourself down a little bit more. Lift your kneecaps, really engage your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And keeping your hands on the floor, bend into your left knee, shift over to the left. And then keeping your chest parallel to the floor, glide over to the right, bending into that right knee, straightening the left leg. And we're just gonna go side to side here, exploring those hip joints, exploring that leg strength. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your hands to your heart center in prayer pose and glide side to side without the hands on the floor. You want to try and keep your tailbone nice and low here. You don't want it sticking way up in the air. We're just working side to side. The next time you reach your right foot, Turn your right foot to face the front of the mat. Turn your left foot to face the front of the mat. So now we're in a low lunge spot here. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg reaches toward the sky. Three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your left knee towards your nose. Shift forward into like a three-legged plank here and then step that left foot forward. Inhale, rising up, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink into it. Squeeze that right glute. Make sure it's firing. Arms are going to come out like a T. We're going to wrap our left arm underneath our right, maybe catching opposite shoulders and lifting those elbows up or double wrapping. Elbows are lifted, palms are away from the forehead. Breathe into your upper back here. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach those arms up. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Adjust your legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, straighten both legs, turn your left toes in so your feet are both toes in, heels out on the wide edge of your mat. Exhale, hinge and fold, wide leg forward bend. Again. Again, shifting the weight more towards your toes to get your tailbone up higher. Maybe planting the hands on the mat. Maybe this time you want to catch your ankles. Try something different here. Just allow the crown of the head to be heavy. You're lifting your kneecaps so that you're activating the leg muscles. We never want to just be dumping into the joints. You never want to straighten your legs or your arms or anything so that it's like hyper straight, because then you lose the activation in the muscles. And the whole point of this is to stretch our muscles. And you can't properly stretch them without engaging them. Find your breath. Inhale, halfway lift, keeping those hands on the floor. Bend into the left knee, shift over to the left, gliding across to the right side. Try to keep that upper body parallel with the floor, keeping those hands down for support, or bringing your hands to heart center for a little bit more of a challenge. Gliding side to side here, working into those hip sockets, into those legs. Keep that tailbone nice and low. Next time you reach your left foot, turn to the front of the mat. Turn your left foot forward, come onto the ball of the right foot. You're in that little low lungy position. Plant your hands on the mat. Inhale, plank. Shifting forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Press those hips up and back. Make it your fullest expression yet. Really tilt that tailbone up toward the sky. Press your chest down toward your legs. Belly button is pulled in. Take a big breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Big breath in. And big breath out. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, drop down onto your knees. You're in your table pose. We'll go through cat and cow one more time. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, press into the hands, tuck the hips, tuck the chin. Inhale, cow stretch, looking up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. Nice wide knees here. Exhale, child's pose. Hips send back towards your heels, forehead to the floor. Extend the arms and just feel your heart being heavy. Your hips are heavy. Start to find that breath. Nice, slow, full, complete inhales. Nice, steady, slow, controlled exhales. This is your opportunity now to get the heart rate down. And start to walk your hands in toward the body. Slowly press yourself up. Coming to seat, facing the front of your mat. Sitting up nice and tall here. Cross-legged seat is fine. Sitting onto your heels if you need to, whatever feels good. Sit up tall. Lift those shoulders up. Send them back and down. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center, prayer pose. Let's close this practice, as always, with loads and loads of gratitude. Just be grateful for everything that you've got, all of the good things that are going on for you right now. Bringing your hands up to your forehead, to your third eye. Namaste.
Want to feel sane, focused, and energized every day? Head over to manatikyogachik.com now and join the 7-day Wake Up Yoga Challenge today.